Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Comic Book Club. I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
I'm Pete.
And today we have 3 amazing comic books to talk to you guys about. We're going to talk about Ultimate X, #1, Buffy #32, and Demo #1 from Vertigo. So let's kick it off talking about, what did I say first? Ultimate X, #1?
X, yes.
Great, I'm still getting my sea legs here.
Yeah.
I got them from Pete.
What did they go? Big mistake. Here we have Jeff Loeb as the scribe, working with Mr. Arthur Adams on the art. The art's fantastic.
Art is fantastic.
Art Adams is fantastic. The story however, is a bit of a goof troop.
Is that, again, I've been away for a while, so do we characterize things by...
Disney.
This is a goof troop. Buffy the Vampire Slayer would be like more of a Darkwing Duck.
Yep.
Oh, I was going to say Tailspin.
A real ducktail.
Nice. Great. I think that really wraps up that review.
Yeah. It's a very interesting writing choice to be like, you know, when he finally pops his claws, and then it's like, hey, what about the adamantium? And then it just slowly
It's as if the
appears.
claws were listening and they were
Yeah.
like, oh, you're right,
For those
sorry.
For those of you who don't know, Ultimate X is obviously a reboot of, I don't know, what would you call it? Probably Alpha Flight, maybe, in the Ultimate Universe. Also, I should mention before we get, we're still coming to you from Galaxy Comics in Brooklyn, so thank you for that, and thank you for letting us trash your comics. Ultimate X, this is, the disappointing thing about this to me is it's essentially Superman's origin, but with a young Wolverine. That's it, spoiler. So there's not really anything exciting or new going on here. It's not like, oh my god, this is a total disaster, because you still got Art Adams' art. Yeah. That's a really silly phrase to say.
Art Adams' art?
Yeah. Would you say pick it up? Is it worth it for the art?
No, I mean you can look at it online, right? The story is just I don't even know who these other characters. It looks like the Hulk shows up. Is that what we want to see?
Probably, maybe a couple of issues down the road.
Yeah, it's sort of all over the place.
Yeah, I would say just page through it a little bit and you get the idea.
We've changed. Back down. Times are tough economically here in Brooklyn. Just break into the comic
Before we move on, if anybody has any quarters, let us know. Yeah. But now let's talk about Buffy #32. Obviously, the reveal of Twilight's identity was ruined online by Dark Horse itself a couple of weeks ago. But this is finally getting to who he actually is in the comic book. It's written by Brad Meltzer, who you might remember from Identity Crisis and also his many novels. What'd you guys think about this?
Well, speaking of a Superman story with a young Wolverine, I mean, that's basically what this is. Buffy is faster than a speeder.
Other than that's totally incorrect. Yes, you're right.
All right.
Interesting. Tough. I've been reading Buffy all along, and it's been sort of wandering and all over the place. I thought this issue was great. It was funny at times, and finally the story's moving forward. It seems to be it's been wandering sort of for so long. So I thought this was great. You could have skipped the last 20 issues and jumped right in here and been just fine.
That is totally fair. I really enjoyed this as well. I think there's a bunch of very cutesy things that Brad Meltzer does that maybe are a little overdone. He has a little too many people are saying the same things all the time. Yeah. Isn't that cute? Isn't that funny? And that's fine. I mean, it works occasionally, but it doesn't work 15 times throughout the title. But George Gianti's art, as always, is really good, and this is, I agree, a fun storyline and a great place to jump on board after having not read it after the first arc.
It's so crazy. It seems like all the characters, the heroes and the villains alike, are just sort of goofing around and having a nice time together.
Would you say they're like a real goof troop?
No, I don't ever use words like that.
Oh,
that's
all
like
right,
a
interesting.
way of
All right, let's move on. Talk about Demo #1 from Vertigo. This is, of course, rebooting the series, so it's not a real #1, let's be honest.
Whoa!
Wow. But it's by Brian Wood and Becky Cloonan, who are always awesome. Was this comic always awesome? Or was it more of a...
reboot?
Gizmo Duck.
Well,
I don't get this guy. I just don't get it.
First off, the art's amazing. It looks fantastic. But it's tough to get behind the idea a little bit. I mean, I have a lot of nightmares, but then I don't go and try to reenact them. Because I feel like that's the whole point.
No, you had a nightmare about wearing that hat on the show, and then...
What?
And now you're wearing it.
I'm not sleeping?
That's a real...
For those of you who didn't read the first series, the really cliche, lame way of describing it is superpowers in the real world, right?
Yeah, and
but
all done in one stories.
Yeah.
Focusing on the characters. The art here is fantastic.
Yeah.
The panel by panel is just fantastic. The story, it's a little spare. I liked... having read the first series, I wouldn't put this in the top in all of those, but I'm so glad it's back. It's great to see it. This is one Launchpad McQuack crash I'm happy to be walking away from.
Amazing. Wow. Guys, check us out where you're going to check us out. And as always, you can check us out also on the Disney Afternoon, where we have our own original show, 3 Ducks in a Dream.
Yeah.